on to you, Libras. So you have the Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and then you have the Three of Cups. So these three cards right here for you, Libras. So far, so good. A lot of you Libras want to make sure that the next time y'all get a chance to talk to some people, y'all are not out here getting played, right? Being used, and people do not respect you. You want to make sure that that doesn't happen to you. And the best way for you to make sure that that type of stuff doesn't happen to you is for you Libras to honestly just get to know somebody by asking them questions. The Three of Cups represents how it is that you have to understand, Libra, that everyone has choices. You know, the dating pool, like I coin it, like I call it, right? It's a pool. People swim in it, you know what I mean? Do whatever it is that they want to do in it. Collection of people, it's a pool. And the Three of Cups is you have to make sure that you're utilizing your options correctly, because everyone has options. More options now, in the sense of more people that they can choose up on, right, than never before. But it's about what it is that you can ultimately get and hold down, right? And what I mean when I say hold down, I'm not talking about hold down in the sense of try to lord over. I'm talking about hold down in the sense of keep. So it's not about what it is. It's not about the people that you happen to cross paths with. It's about what it is that you Libras can catch and keep, right? Because most people in your life are going to be catch and release. So the Three of Wands now and the Judgment is about how it is that since that's the case, a lot of you Libras understand that you have many different ways that you could look at this. You could look at dating. You could look at dating from a sense of getting upset, right, about it, and decide to not necessarily date because maybe you've tried in the past and certain things didn't necessarily work out. Another element of it is that you can go with the dating coaches, hit the gym, try to do everything you can to be handsome or pretty, get money, or you can essentially blend the two together, right? Where it's like you become conscious. You become aware of what exactly is happening here. And you seek your own personal validation by becoming a better person overall, right? And really maximizing on the 10 life values, right? Shout outs to Crimson Cure for that, by the way. You know, I've given Crimson Cure her credit, you know, more than enough times here, but, you know, real talk though. So the thing about it is the 10 life values, and the 10 life values are, well, I can name a few. I'd be forgetting which one they are, but the 10 life values is spirituality, which is your connection to your own belief system, right? Your own heart, your own compass, right? Internal compass, your sense of direction. Then it's health. Then it's family, right? So, right, health comes after your own sense of direction. And then family members, right? The relationship that you have with your own family, your heritage. And honestly speaking, if I would suggest anything, I would more so go with the 10 life values, the mixture of the two. Because I don't want to get too deep into it, but if you decide that you want to go down the looks maximizing only, you're going to get a lot of people who are attracted to you, but they may not be attracted to you for long term, okay? And since you Libras are looking for something long term, whatever it is that you put out there is whatever it is that people are going to judge, right? So people will give you what it is that you ultimately allow, in the sense that, not saying that you have to go to the extreme or say and do anything extreme, but what I mean when I say people will only do what it is that you allow is when you Libras understand that the best thing that you can do is to continue to become better and more well-rounded in the 10 life values. Don't worry about if a person wants to play games. Why? Because if they do, you just stop talking to them. You stop hanging around them. You leave them alone. And then you go talk to somebody else. The Knight of Wands, and the King of Pentacles now is about how, since that's the case, you, Libras, have to also understand that like I said, not everybody is going to be interested in you for the right reasons. And I'm sure you Libras know that. Y'all are smart enough to know. But the King of Pentacles represents, but you have to choose up wisely nonetheless whenever you're talking to some people. So the Empress now, right? So the King of Pentacles and the Empress represents as you're getting to know some people, because what I'm seeing is you're willing to talk, but this is just you really kind of being prepared in the sense that you are getting to know other people currently as it is, and I'm talking about in general. But I mean it from the perspective of you need to be a little bit more prepared as to what exactly could potentially happen. And the King of Pentacles represents you, but the Empress, ironically, represents them, but the Empress is Libra. So in other words, you showed up in your own reading in one sense, but not in others. I know it's kind of paradoxical or contradictory, but it'll make sense. The point that I'm trying to make here is that the King of Pentacles and the Empress, right, are about ultimately you Libras having to understand that the best thing that you Libras can really do is, like it is, I said before, learn the game. And what I mean when I say the game is learn the tricks, the antics, the red flags that a lot of people want to use, what they do use to kind of get people caught up, right? Learn them. And then when you learn them, okay, learn what to do to get out of it, right? And learn that ultimately, right, that if a person is going to play all these games with you, you Libras, it's probably within your best interest to stop talking to them in the first place, because what type of a person would even want to approach somebody from a perspective of put themselves out there like they're a jackpot and then do a bait and switch? Right, only a sick person would do something like that. So the Six of Swords and the Two of Wands now represents, but as you Libras go out there, you Libras also have to understand that because of this, you really want to make sure that the best thing that you're able to do is to understand that you have to be more discerning, because the Six of Swords represents meeting a lot of people. So it's like you Libras, like I said before, you Libras have options. You know, you're going to approach more is what it is I'm seeing. You're going to approach more. You know, some of you will get approached. Maybe some of you will do a combination of the two. But what I'm seeing mainly is that a lot of you Libras, on average, you're going to approach more. And you want to make that approach more successful. If a person tells you no, it is what it is. If they're giving you a hard time to get exchange, or for you to give them your number, it is what it is. It is what it is. The Two of Wands represents you have to understand to leave them alone. Because if a person is gonna take that much of a, like, you have to understand that people who are genuinely looking for a special bond with somebody, right? See, people on the internet, they really, their conception of relationships, you can tell that it's too transactional on either side. And what I mean by that is that if a person truly wants to be with you, they're going to make it a lot more simpler than what it is that you think. It's not going to be this stereotypical stuff about just your looks, okay? They're going to make it easy on you. They're not going to give you so much of a pushback. Now, obviously, are there some boundaries that, would be too soon for you to try to cross? Absolutely. Romantic contact? Absolutely. But they're not going to make it so exceedingly difficult on you to the point where they will make it crazy hard. That's not going to be it. They are going to go along with the flow. They are going to let things be the natural pathway, or let things take the natural pathway that it will and should take anyway. Right? The people who are so caught up with trying to get the best they can, it's all transactional anyway. That's the catch-22 of it. So this is why I try to tell you, Libras, and any of the zodiac signs that come over here, to stop worrying about this modern day internet, context of all of these factors that are mixed into one. Look, the truth of the matter is that if a person is even open to, because see, when we're talking about attraction, right, I don't want to get too far, right? I don't want to get too far into it, but when we're talking about attraction, right, you have to take into consideration, Libra, because I don't really talk to you, Libras, but and forever, I'm going to break down some game to y'all, right? You Libras got to understand that if a person is interested in y'all, it really is going to be a lot more simpler than what most people post up on the internet. It really is, because if a person is interested in you, first and foremost, we have to come from the perspective, forget about if a person is interested in you, because a person could be very much so interested in you, Libras. Let's clarify some of these cards. A person could be very much so interested in you, but then at the same time, it comes down to a matter to, are they even open to be in a relationship? Because most people are actually not even open to be in a relationship. They want a transactional relationship. Because if a person is truly open to a relationship, even in the first place, a lot of the stupid parameters like wearing Jordan sneakers doesn't even come into the equation because of how stupid it is. It's meaningless as far as what it means to create a working, functional relationship. It's stupid. So you have to take into consideration how pathetic that sounds to have that, right? So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Three of Cups. One more time. Let's clarify the Three of Cups. Just to kind of give y'all some context, right? So you have the Two of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Six of Wands, and then you have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is exactly what it is that I mean, though. The Two of Cups and the Knight of Swords are all about how you have to make sure, because the Three of Cups represents having options. It could represent cheating. It represents having options. It represents, not necessarily focusing on one particular person and having options, right? Having many people being interested, right? And then the Seven of Cups represents the same thing, but obviously the Seven of Cups can also represent having an excess, right? And having a lot more options and having to pick, right, or whatever the situation is at hand is. But the point that I'm trying to make here with that is the Two of Cups and the Nine of Swords, though. A person has to choose to want to be with you. The ideology that you're going to, once again, twist someone's arm, so to speak, or the other option is to be the best option. What are we talking about right now? So you're getting chosen. Well, that's the idea. You're getting chosen because you are the flashier option on paper. Why would someone want to be picked for that? Exactly. The Six of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, right, represents how you Libras, if you're really looking a lot of you Libras are good, right? As far as financially is concerned, right? But when it comes to a matter of the heart, you Libras are going to have to really find people that are open to be in relationships as opposed to not. Because at the end of the day, it really comes down to, why would anybody even want to be picked for that type of choice in the first place? You're in a position where you're the flashier option. You're the most handsome or pretty option, where people want you because of that reason. And the thing is, what makes matters worse is so many people are looking for love, right? But then you're not going to be able to find love that way, though. I really wish those people understood that they're not going to be able to find love that way, though. But you Libras can find love because y'all are actually on the correct path by asking these personal questions. So I just wanted to bring this type of reading to y'all, to y'all consciousness. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I do tarot readings. The link to that is in the comment section below. The first link, okay, will be a link tree. Click on it, right? It'll take you to a website where there's ways for you to support me, support the show, support the YouTube channel. We're finally at 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate everybody that helped along the way. Now let's try to get to 20,000. You know what I mean? And, let's just continue on with the growth. Thank you.